I'm in a space where hurdle, hardship, opposition, problem, or issue is the lighter fluid and fire fuel that's guiding the missile to that top position and mission I've been trying to get to, but see, trying is not an option. When your grind is official, please to start winning, stop whining, start living, stop dying, start doing, stop trying, start doing, stop trying, start doing, stop trying. Please.
What up, everybody? Welcome to The Spotters. I go by the name of LG.
Shot Stimuli.
Boardwalk Brown.
Yes, and if you're new to our channel, I just want you to understand that this Spotters is, when you're thinking about the Spotters, I want you to think of you going to the gym and you're sitting down, you're about to push up this heavy weight, and you got to have somebody behind you, or you might be in some trouble. Just,
Yes,
you know,
sir.
if it becomes a little too heavy, you got to need somebody to help get it off you, right?
Yes, sir.
So we applying that to our workout sessions. So we either before or after, we'll work out and then we'll have a conversation. The two, one of us will be here in the middle and we'll be talking about whatever's on our mind. And I got my brothers on the side of me.
Get it off.
Help
Get it
that
off
weight
you.
Right.
Get it off you.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what I want to speak about today was, you guys know I have weekly, sometimes it's weekly, sometimes it's off schedule, but I try to have a weekly sit down with my guys. We call it boy talk with my sons.
Okay.
And I tell them that don't look at me as dad. Look at me as like an older brother or older friend.
Yeah.
You can curse. I don't care. Right now for this, however long this meeting will last, I want you to let me know what's going on. And they will talk about everything from friends and people smoking weed at school, and they be smoking weed in the bathroom, or girls, or anything. And they was coming up with some shit, and I'm like, okay, let me not change my face up,
Right.
because they're not gonna feel comfortable coming to me the next time.
Nah, that's dope.
So over the weekend, we incorporated that with two of the other friends that came over to spend the night,
Okay.
spend the weekend with us.
Let people know how old your boys are.
Yeah,
right
so
now.
my boys right now are 15 years old. They're twins. And most of the kids that are around them are like 16-ish because they started school a little earlier than most. So they're in the 10th grade and they'll just sit around and, they do what teenagers do, trying to figure things out.
Right.
So when I sat down with them, we had some concerns without putting their business out there. They had some concerns about their living situations, or the parents being too strict, or money issues, or having to, you got your first job ever, but you're contributing towards rent.
Yeah.
Because, one of the parents can't hold it down by herself because she has other children.
Right.
So, there's a lot of heavy stuff, and I just picking up on stuff. I'm like, damn, I'm glad I'm here to
Absolutely.
guide them, you know what I mean, in the right direction. So if they're thinking of, I need to get extra money, or I need to do this, or I need to do that, they don't just have to listen to the advice of somebody that's just as inexperienced as they are, right? Or on TikTok or on Instagram, you know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So I'm glad I was there to give them that information. But then it got me to thinking, I'm like, what things would we tell our younger selves that would be beneficial to us later on in life?
Wow.
Right? Because, and for what I was thinking about, I'm like, just the understanding of time. It's one thing to say a lot of these things, but it's another thing to really live and breathe it. Time you cannot get back. There's times that I used to hang out with my peoples instead of going to hang out with mom. Not hang out with moms, but going to check my moms.
Yeah.
Because, I might have seen them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, probably then Friday, I'm gonna go hang out with the boys. But then when she leaves and you just got your boys, like you think about all of the times that you could have been spending with your mom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And trying to find a balance.
Right.
Right. So I would say time is super important. You shouldn't be wasting. I tell my son that every day when I say make sure you showered and all that stuff and ready for bed, or at least winding down by around midnight. And of course, this kid will get in the shower at 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, you missed the whole point.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So time, choosing your friends wisely, listening to or understanding rather how people move, and appreciating them showing you who they are, whether that's right, wrong, and different, right? So that you can learn who they are, and you can kind of lower your expectations, because some of our friends and some of us, we have some shortcomings, right? So just knowing, okay, I got into some shit, he's not gonna do nothing for that. I got some financial issues, I'm gonna hit this person up.
Right.
I'm going through this with my wife, I'm gonna hit this person up. He went through
Yeah,
something similar,
yeah.
but we know each other's shortcomings, right?
Right.
So that's just a couple of ideas that I would, tell my younger self, so that I can be successful in my later years. What are y'all's thoughts on that?
Wow, that's an excellent topic.
Yeah.
That's actually that's an amazing space that you create for your
Absolutely.
sons and their friends.
Big up.
Because again,
Yes.
I want to salute
Yeah.
you for that, because that's not a space not only to tap in and check in with your own children, but to incorporate other children that may not feel as comfortable or may not be in a setting where they can have those type of conversations with their parents. So that's a dope setting. But if I could tell something to my younger self, it would be similar, kind of how the importance of time, understanding that nothing lasts forever. And I think that my understanding of that is what made me gift my oldest son a watch for graduation when he graduated high school. I inscribed on the back, time is the one thing you can't get back. Be careful how you spend it.
That's dope.
Like, time is the one thing you no matter how hard you try,
Yeah.
you lose 2 hours of sleep, you're gonna lose 2 hours of sleep. Ain't nothing you can do to get that back. You can nap, you can do whatever, but you're not gonna get that back. So
Right.
I think time is the one thing. But I think from a adult perspective and absolutely being removed from the environment we grew up in, I would definitely tell my younger self a lot of the hood shit we grew up with is bullshit. Like, the hood rules we grew up with is bullshit. All of that, yo, you gotta be dealing with 4 or 5 chicks. Yo, you can't be crying. Yo, you can't be snitching. Listen, I am a regular citizen. I am not dodging no time. I'm not doing anything. In my years right now, I see something going down. I am a law-abiding citizen. I am telling. I'm sorry. I'm telling. Listen, I have property value to worry about. I got children to worry about, and I'm just being real. So I would definitely tell my younger self that a lot of don't. And it's not that I subscribe to a lot of them.
Yeah.
But you see so many that fall into those traps where they feel like the hood is going to look at them a different way if they handle situations in certain manners. So I would definitely say that. But I think more than anything, choosing your friends is the most important thing, because what I tell people is you don't get a chance to choose your family.
Right.
Like, you born into it, there's nothing you can do about it. But the friends you're with and the people you spend time with and the circle that you create can nurture evolution.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, I'll never forget. I think my second job I had some white lady tell me, your network will determine your net worth.
Right.
So whoever the 5 people that you spend the most time with, and whatever it is that y'all spend that time doing, if it's not nothing that's productive or beneficial or whatever the case may be, that's where you'll be, because that's where you're spending your time.
My mom used to say all the time, it's probably a Southern thing. Tell me who you are, and I'll tell you. Tell me who you hang with, and I'll tell you who you are.
I tell you who, tell me who you hang with, and I tell you who you are. So that's really important with, like, who you surround yourself with, because those, while you may not think of it as a big deal, but you don't realize how that influences decisions. You don't realize how that the crowd that they may be around with that you kind of fall into. So I think those are kind of the most important things, but I think the essence of time would probably be the one that I would probably drill home the most, because that's the one thing you can't get it back.
No, that's real important. I'm thinking about choosing friends and all the lessons that I picked up on. I don't know how I picked up on them. Maybe just seeing people making wrong choices and me just being like, all right, I don't want to do that.
Don't want to do that.
I don't want to have kids everywhere. I want to, maybe have a wife one day. Just certain things that got implanted in my brain.
True.
I think about my mom going to work every day and me either believing I was gonna not do that or do something I love. You know what I'm saying? But I think one of the biggest lessons that we had a conversation with Vonnie a couple of weeks ago in the kitchen, just talking about, it was more about excellence and being great, because we knew, all right, he's gonna tune us out anyway, right? But he'll probably listen to us a little more than you saying it in that moment. I could tell your wife was like, not cringing, but just like, she's real protective.
Mama bear.
Yeah. So I didn't want to come off like, yo, man, you're messing up in school. But it was more like something that nobody told me as a kid to be great at in everything.
And
you know
that
what
it's
I'm saying?
okay more
And that
so.
it's okay.
It's okay.
To strive for excellence,
Mhm.
because when I hear kids say, "Yo, I'm passing," okay, that's cool.
Right.
But what's wrong with going for 90? Like, what's wrong with going for 95? And I had it in middle school, but in high school, I fell into the being cool, playing basketball,
Absolutely.
having girls like
Yep.
me. So
Absolutely.
it wasn't a big deal. But if somebody would have just tapped me on the shoulder and been like, "Yo, go hard at everything. Go hard on the court, go hard in the classroom. Like, just be great." Like, and it's okay to go for it. And I didn't have that until I went to junior college and then came to Del State.
Mhm.
And then I started kind of figuring out school and how to get an A in every class. And although basketball wasn't, I don't think it was in the cards, I picked up the same work ethic that I didn't put on the court into music. And I was like, I'm gonna write every day. I'm gonna freestyle. I'm gonna learn how to be better. I'm gonna come up with different flows. And I treated it with that same work ethic. And if somebody would have just told me at 15 when I had potential to work at it,
Right.
to be better, you don't have to go out and party. You don't have to do this thing. You can go right on the court and work on something that you love doing. And I didn't have it, man.
Listen, we did. We all did. And you know, what's something interesting about what you just said is both of those things have to do with time, right?
Yep.
Because if anyone took the opportunity to try their absolute hardest at every single thing that they do, if you're a girl, you're gallus, you got all the girls, I want all the baddest. If you're working out, I'm working out every day. I'm gonna have the biggest muscles. I'm rhyming, or singing, or doing anything in entertainment. I'm gonna be the best at that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you took that approach, if somebody half tries and you taking this approach, even if you fall short, you're still better.
You're still better.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's the thing. That's all dealing with time. Instead of wasting your time doing something else, put the time. If you're gonna put the time or waste time on something, make it. Give it all. Give it your all.
Same thing we say. If a kid is gaming, if you want game,
Game.
Yes.
Go hard.
Be
Go
the
all
best.
the way.
Yes.
Go all the
You know what I'm
way.
saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
Go
and
all the way.
Listen, and that's another thing. Like, that's another part of, like, depending on the environment you grow up in, feeling like your choices are limited.
Yeah.
Like, you see what you see. I see people rapping. I see people playing ball. I see people doing this. I feel like these are my options.
Mhm.
Like, it's okay to like math. It's okay to want to play piano. It's okay to want to play tennis and just be great at that. You don't have to do just what you see. But again, that comes with parenting and, you know, exposing them to that end or having those conversations. But really just, again, indoctrinating them with the fact that it's okay to be great.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you have to be mediocre to be cool.
Yeah.
And like that was like that. I will say that for me, like, that was my biggest downfall in school, because I very easily could have been one of those straight A, you know, kind of students, because the work never bothered me.
Yeah.
It was wanting to be cool. It was feeling like being smart wasn't cool. It was being a nerd and having straight A's, that wasn't a thing to do. Or the peer pressure of, you know, oh no, I don't mess with him. You know what I mean? Like, just being in that environment and feeling like you don't want to be looked at as a nerd or being too smart or whatever the case may be. You feel like you have to fit in with the crowd that you're in. So,
that's what I was telling all of the boys when over the weekend. I'm like, do not shortchange yourself on opportunity, because like one of my kids speaks 3 different languages, right? Chinese, Spanish, and English, right? But if you're late to class every day
it's not helpful.
and you're bringing down your average, guess what happens when it comes time for college? You're gonna lose out on those scholarship opportunities. I told them somebody can literally come and say, "Listen, you got your grades is what? Listen, we'll pay you. We'll pay you your tuition. Come here for free. Please come here." And then that's followed by another, "Please come to our school."
Right.
Right? As opposed to you having to come out your pockets.
Yeah.
But if you don't see the value in going to school, then that's a whole other thing.
Right, and that's fine too. That's fine too.
That's fine.
That's totally fine. If
That's
that's
totally
something
fine.
that you don't want to waste your money or waste my
I
money,
would
on,
I would appreciate you telling me.
Yes.
I would appreciate
Yes.
that.
Yes, absolutely. And that's the thing about having open dialogue, especially with your kids.
Exactly.
You got to understand that they're I don't want to say underdeveloped.
It's underdeveloped.
But
they
most
haven't had experience.
Right.
So
right,
you can't
right,
know everything.
right.
So you have to come with questions, and you have to gain information, and you have to look around and see
Right,
and kind of
right.
make these decisions. And,
Yeah.
and to your point about being cool, I can remember coming on Delaware State campus and being a part of what you guys had already built. Well, you weren't there yet, but we were new.
Right.
But what you guys had already built, and being like a part of that, it was like I didn't have to work anymore at that part,
Right.
and it was freeing.
Yeah.
And I made the dean's list. I got a 4.0 that first semester. And I was like, wow. So when I don't have to work at being cool and I could just fall in line and just hang with these guys, it was really a load off. And I was like, yo, how fucking shallow am I?
Listen,
Like, this is a thing. Like,
hey, man.
and I was focused on that shit in high school. And now here I am, no basketball, nothing to distract me. And grades were easy.
Yeah.
It was
I'm
crazy.
sorry. This is a Flowers moment. It just came to me. I don't remember what project it was, but it was something with a class with, I want to say it was me, you, and either me, you, and Dennis, me, you, and somebody.
Okay.
We had a project to do. We all had to do our parts.
Yep.
I remember him saying, you know, y'all did your parts or whatever. Like, yeah, we working. None of us really did our parts when it came, but his part was done. And he was just like, yeah, I did my part there.
I don't know about these guys.
And he ended up killing the grade, like killing it, like doing his thing.
Right.
And at that very moment, I swear, at that very moment, I said, oh, okay, I got it. No matter what, just lock in with
That's
grades.
Yeah.
I can still hang out, do
still do the
bullshit,
shit.
but nobody's helping me. Nobody's propelling me or pushing me up or giving me free shit.
Yeah.
And that moment made me, then I started getting on the dean's list. Like my junior year to senior year, everything was dean's list, 3.0 and better. So I thank you, brother.
Funny, yes. But it's funny that you tell that story because I tell the same story from my perspective. You know, I went to Dr. Gorham.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I went to him about y'all.
Yes.
And I said, yo, these are my boys. They ain't doing shit. And he looked at me. He said, I thought you were a leader. I said, what? He was like, I thought you were a leader.
Wow.
I was like,
and that's all he said.
that's all he said.
This just sound like Larry Fishburne in Higher Learning.
And
figure it
I
out.
took that with me for life. Rest in
Yeah.
peace, Dr. Gorham, once again. Like, I was like, oh shit. Like, he flipped it on me.
Yeah.
Like, you did your thing, so what?
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Still lost the game.
You had
You won the game, lost the series.
You still lost because you were in your mode and you're like, I'm on the team's list. I'm smart. Like, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Like, pull your peoples up,
Right.
but make them fall in line. And I took that with me. I was like, oh shit. And to your point about underdevelopment, those are experiences that didn't really have much to do with the classroom. Like, okay. But that was a life lesson.
It was a life lesson
that you and I both took different things from.
It was
And
a
we
life
just talking
lesson.
about it now.
Right.
And like, I tell that story.
Yeah,
I'm like,
I'm
yo,
telling
that
you.
was a moment for me because I'm like, oh shit. I wasn't even looking at like I did my thing. It was more like, yo, these guys. And he was like, fuck all that complaining. Like, what are you talking about?
What did you do to help them do it?
Yeah.
Like, where were you?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Listen, man.
Yeah, that's
The one thing I'll say, and I don't know if you want to wrap after this, but the one thing I will say, and it was something that it was recent, but you know, you hear things differently in your older life.
Yeah.
Somebody was like, the way things work, you don't work towards your dreams and goals. You just prepare for them. He was like, a motherfucker that want to box, a motherfucker that want to be number one in boxing, he don't call HBO and be like, yo, I want to get on HBO. HBO calls him.
Yeah.
When a nigga want to go to the NBA or the NFL, you don't call the NBA or NFL and be like, hey, I can play football, I can play basketball, come see. They come find you.
Yeah, prepare.
Your job is to prepare. That's it.
That's dope.
You don't do nothing else.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So that when the moment comes, you ready. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready. Of course, that's always the mantra, but your job is to prepare. Don't say, oh, I want to do this, but just prepare for it.
Right.
I mean,
That's dope.
And that goes back to the time essence, like putting in your 10,000 hours, knowing what you want to do with your time and knowing what your goal is. Like if you know what goal you have, take your time to get to that goal. Right. Don't worry about the end of it.
Yeah.
Just prepare for it.
Absolutely.
I think, and in closing, I will say, obviously time is the running theme here.
Yeah.
But I would just want to briefly I seen, it's a guy named Wallow. Mm-hmm. He did a thing. I don't know if you've seen it, but maybe you guys might have seen it. But he's basically talking to the camera, and he's like, "Yo, Everybody's talking about my day ones, my day ones.
Oh, yeah. My
You know what I'm
day, them
saying?
day
My
threes.
day ones is the day threes.
It's the
Like
day
the day
threes.
ones are the people that live in your neighborhood that you went to school with, that you almost didn't really have a choice when you were young.
Right.
And by the time you get to your day threes, those are the people that you graduated from college with. You guys have the same interests.
Y'all got the same,
you guys
y'all
have
got the
property.
same goals. Y'all got,
Same
y'all got,
goals.
y'all, it's like y'all in a different phase of life.
Right.
So those, like, y'all got common goals, and like the people that were your day ones, it's not that you look at them any different, but y'all not on the same page.
Right.
Y'all
right.
into different things now. So
Right. So that's
absolutely,
something
that's
I would
definitely something to take with you.
Yep, if I'd have known that at that age, I'd have been like, oh.
We're like, oh, so y'all don't mean nothing right now anyway, huh? Later for y'all.
Yeah, we all day what? Day 2, day 3.
Right.
I guess we somewhere in that mix, but hey, we still here though.
That's it.
That's the most
That's it.
important part. We still here.
That's it.
Yeah.
Shit, 30 years or something like that, God. Dang.
What's this about?
Yeah.
90s guys.
96.
Jesus Christ.
Damn.
It's like 30 years a month.
Yeah, 96.
That's 30
96.
Yeah, next
next
year.
year.
95, I met you.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. We all.
In today's nigga, you old news.
But
All right, y'all. Yeah.
yo, thank you.
Hopefully that was insightful for you guys. I implore you guys to build your own groups, build your own community, whatever that looks like, to get support around dope topics. And it's all about what you put in your body. It's all about what you put in your mind.
Absolutely.
So all you do is spend time on TikTok and Instagram and watch a bunch of bullshit and listen to a bunch of bullshit.
That's
You're
all
gonna
that's gonna
put
come
out
out.
bullshit.
Yeah.
So get with a group of individuals, guys or girls, whoever you're comfortable with, have these conversations. Some of them may be uncomfortable, some of them may not, but it's very important to pour into each other.
Mhm.
Right? So with that being said,
Yes, sir. Bless up.
yeah.
Grand Rising Kings.
Start doing, stop trying. Start doing, stop trying. Please.